Assalamu alaikum. This is your brother Malcolm Flex TV, and I just dropped a video documentary on the life of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. It was really an introductory documentary for those who are not familiar with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his work. So, but I wanted to do this video in response to somebody. I'm not even gonna mention this individual's name because he's not even worthy of a mention. But some of us may know who I am talking about, because they accuse the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan of clout chasing, although we have proof that this individual has clout chased Brother Ben X, clout chased Brother Reza Islam, clout chased Dr. Wesley Muhammad, and not to mention clout chased the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because almost every week this individual is either doing a YouTube or Instagram video about members in the Nation of Islam. Okay? You say that Minister Farrakhan jumped at an opportunity to go and speak on behalf of Brother Nipsey Hussle because you say that he has never met Nipsey Hussle. Okay, well, let's deal with that. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has representatives all over the nation. Why? Because he's an 86-year-old man. He's a leader over a nation of people. Okay, so that means that this 86-year-old brother cannot be everywhere at the same place at the same time. So therefore, he's raising up representatives all over the nation to represent him. Okay? This is what you call nation building. But a lot of people don't understand that concept because they don't understand the concept of duplicating themselves. Okay? The minister has duplicated himself and recreated himself in other people, his followers, his students. Okay? So a lot of people may not know that the first time Nipsey Hussle had an encounter with the Nation of Islam was in 2005 in Los Angeles. There was a brother from Rolling 60s by the name of S-Dome, or his real name was Nam. I knew the brother personally. He was murdered. He was shot and he was lying on the ground dying, and the paramedics put the sheet over the brother while he was still breathing, and there was an outrage from the community because they felt that why would the paramedics just give up on the brother if you see the brother still breathing, fighting for his life. So at the time, members of the Nation of Islam, I wasn't registered yet. This was in 2005. And members of the Nation of Islam went to a candlelight vigil to console the family and friends of Brother Nam, aka S-Dome. And during the candlelight vigil, our student minister, Abdul Malik Saeed Muhammad, formerly known as student minister Tony Muhammad, was met with aggression by Los Angeles police. And they were highly aggressive against our student minister, and to where our student minister had to call the police chief, okay, because the LAPD didn't want to cooperate, and because they didn't know, I guess this specific officer didn't know who the student minister was. So the minister called the police chief, and the police chief told the minister to get that officer's badge number and his name. So when our student minister went to ask this police officer his name and his badge number, this police officer sprayed our student minister. So when he sprayed our student minister, the brothers went into action. So it baffles me when people say that the Nation of Islam, we only attack black people, we never attack the enemy. Don't none of y'all know the history of the Nation of Islam to make such an ignorant statement. But yes, the brothers went into action and went to work on the enemy, handled business, putting in that work. And Nipsey Hussle was one of them youngsters that was on the sideline. They was throwing rocks at the LAPD. They was participating in the melee. He was one of them brothers. So around 2013-14, at a conference, Brother Nipsey Hussle was there, and as Student Minister Tony, formerly known as Student Minister Tony, walked into the conference, Brother Nipsey referred to him and said, "That's Brother Tony right there." And so he reminded Brother Student Minister Tony of what took place that day and informed Student Minister Tony that he was there that day, present, and ever since that day that he had respect for the Nation of Islam. Okay? And they began to build a relationship with one another. And then on another occasion, Nipsey Hussle informed our student minister that he did music with his son, Brother Clout. They did music together. You can find one of the songs online on YouTube called Picture Me Rolling. The brother that's singing the chorus or the hook is student minister Abdul Malik's son, Brother Clout. Okay, so to sit up in front of the people and say that the minister never knew Brother Nipsey is really irrelevant. Brother Nipsey Hussle, regardless if the minister met the brother or not, Nipsey still had a relationship with members in the Nation of Islam. I met the brother. I believe it was either 2016, 2017. He held a joint event with Carl Kanai in Beverly Hills. And I had a pleasure of talking with the brother. Brother was very intelligent, highly intelligent. You know, he loved the nation. He loved the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You know, he wanted the brothers to do security for him at a children's event in Los Angeles at an elementary school. He wanted to have a basketball tournament, and he wanted the brothers to be there because he didn't want his so-called enemies to come shoot up the event. And he knew that the brothers had the manpower to secure the event. So this is what he told me and Brother Reza Islam personally when we met the brother. On many occasions have members of the Nation of Islam went in to the Marathon store and supported. You know, I've met Brother Black Sam the first time brothers was going through the Rolling 60s neighborhood because they were warring with another neighborhood, and one of their homeboys was murdered. And we visited the Candlelight Vigil, and we stopped by the Marathon store, supported, and Black Sam supported the Final Call newspaper. Brother gave me a $20 donation for the newspaper. You know, so we have always been active when it comes to being in the streets and having our boots on the ground and having relationships with our people. So to say that the minister was clout chasing, it was like, no, the people asked for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to be there. The family asked for Student Minister Malik Abdul Shaheed Muhammad to be there, formerly known as Student Minister Tony. This is what the family asked. Okay? So So to push your own narrative, to create your own narrative, and brother, you way in Buffalo, New York. You in Buffalo. We way out here in Los Angeles. We on a whole nother coast. Okay? And to use Dr. Sebi as well. So now you saying the minister's clout chasing, but you're using two deceased brothers. Two brothers that made their transitions, and you want to use dead leaders, just like the enemy, just like the real enemy, the white man. You want to use dead leaders as an angle to attack the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. See, although Dr. Sebi made a statement about Minister Farrakhan doesn't make it true. Although he made a statement doesn't mean that they were at odds and they were enemies of one another. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a very busy man. I'm pretty sure Dr. Sebi was as well, but the minister has never disrespected Dr. Sebi, ever. See? But brother is constantly creating narratives. Brother is trying to invent the wheel. See? But you accuse the minister of clout chasing. Okay? So answer me this. How can a man who brought over millions of people to the same place at the same time, more than once, can be a clout chaser? Somebody answer that question for me. This man called for 1,095,000 and 2 million showed up. To me, that sounds like clout to me. And then he did it 3 more times. 10, 10, 15 was the latest time, and I was blessed to be there. And if you a black man who didn't go to the Million Man March any time, you suspect to me, bruh. Period. You suspect. So you can't say a man is clout chasing when he already has clout. This brother already, he's not on just a YouTube level. See, some of you, many of you have your following because of social media. The minister had a following long before social media. Facts. He's had a following long before social media. I'm talking about a man that is world renowned, traveled all over the globe, who is loved all over the globe, who spoke personally in front of millions of people. I'm not talking about 1 million views to where, it starts to build up over time. I'm talking about a man who spoke to over millions of people one day at one time. Not just in D.C. The brother has spoken to millions across the waters, abroad, overseas. I mean, come on, man. It's treated like a head of state wherever he goes. Do you know what a head of state is? Like a president or a king. This is our minister. He doesn't have to clout chase. But the minister is wise, and he knows that he must stay connected to the youth. See, if you've seen the interview with Jesse Lee Peterson and DC Young Fly, and you can see DC disrespecting Jesse Peterson. Why? Because Jesse is not connected to the youth. Same Jesse Peterson who criticizes the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. See, but they disrespect him. Why? Because he has no connection to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Therefore, he's not connected to the youth. See? So don't get it twisted and thinking that it's clout chasing. The minister's old school. The minister doesn't even carry his cell phone. The minister, it doesn't go on his social media checking his notifications. Come on, y'all really think the minister sitting up like this all day, every day? 86-year-old man? Think about that logic, you know? So this is your brother, Malcolm Flex TV. I just wanted to do that quick video and talk some sense into some of these dummies, okay? Because they sound stupid. You know, I mean, Dr. Sebi, that's our brother. We love him. He was a great man, you know, but we think, and some of us believe that a lot of his claims are over-exaggerated. I'm just going to say we only deal with actual facts. So if the brother was doing what he was doing, we want to see the real results. We want to see the actual people that this brother has healed. I'm not just talking about from high blood pressure. I'm talking about from AIDS, HIV. I'm not knocking the brother, but we deal with actual facts. Period. If you're going to knock the minister, we want to see, we want you to prove this science and this technology that you are banging on the minister about with Dr. Sebi. If you're going to use Dr. Sebi, okay, please show us the results. Or shut up. Quit talking. So with that being said, this is your brother, Malcolm Flex TV. Don't forget that. Hit that subscribe button, that like button, and tune in to the next video. Peace.
That's my best friend.